G'day, this is New Growth and Career Page, and I'm Matt, and I'm currently at Warrington Lake, a local place where I like to run and exercise and stuff like that. And unfortunately, yeah, with the rain, there's been a lot of weeds. Sorry about the finger. A lot of weeds coming in. You got a lot of weedy grasses, you got your summer grass and all that sort of stuff. You got your white cedar right here, native, but not really native to this area, unfortunately. What are you doing here? Go away. So unfortunately, yeah, the rain has increased all these weeds. Here's like a native, no, sorry, exotic weedy vine. This is a milkweed, very aggressive, climbs on all the plants and smothers them. And we've got a lot of weeds here, more white cedar here. Shouldn't be here. Yeah, weed. Yeah. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of bush regen happening in this area. There's been a lot of planting through here. And unfortunately, there's a lot of white wandering dew, as you can see here, just smothering. So yeah, it needs a bit of a restoration, but we do have a few local native plants. We've got a little native pea here. I'll put the name in. Can't remember it off the top of my head, but this is a little native climbing pea in the Fabaceae family. And I was wandering through here before, and I did notice there's some sort of these little creeks that run into the creek of Warrington Lake, and I discovered there was some scaevola here. As you can see, here's some here, some scaevola, local native scaevola, over around this little creek area that flows into it. So a lot of moisture accumulates around here. I never saw them here before because maybe they weren't flowering and they just sort of blend in with all the weeds. But as you can see, that nice little fan flower, typical of scaevola. This one's a small flower. Some of the other species will have a larger flower, but it's a nice little mauve flower, and it's a nice little patch of just what you can have still in these remnant bushlands. It's really good that we are getting bush regen in this area, and here's some more of it. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice. That's nice. There's some of it further back. Really nice plant. It's nice to find these little gems. Yeah, unfortunately, hopefully they come through here and do some bush regen. It'd be nice if they did that. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my walk, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, here's another little gem. This is a result of some bush regeneration. It's Fabaceae family. I think Fabaceae family, or Fabordaceae, one of the other classes of Fabaceae. And as you can see, heaps of pods, just those little typical, really straight little like beans, kind of what you get with your string beans. But yeah, so many seeds on here, and it's great that they're actually planting this stuff, because obviously with Fabaceae, obviously nitrogen fixating roots have those nodules on the roots, and they release some nitrogen into the soil, which is great for a lot of the other plants that are here, because nitrogen isn't really available much in Australian soils, especially on the eastern coast. Very small amounts of nitrogen. So yeah, that's another little gem. Let's see what else we can find. About weeds, there's a lot of weeds here, but I'm pointing this out. This is a small leaf privet, a really noxious weed, dispersed by birds in the berries. Has really nice white flowers that are very pungent, but unfortunately they can cause allergies and stuff like that, so not really the greatest plant. They used to be used as hedges when they first were introduced by the early settlers, and it just became sort of an escapee and escaped into our bushes. I'll come down here. We'll talk a bit more about like hedges. Oh yeah, a lot of plants obviously have become, well, were garden weeds and then garden plants and then became weeds. You know, you got a lot, as I said just before, a lot of this white, it's unfortunate, a lot of this white Trotoscania, or the wandering Jew. I don't think you're allowed to call that anymore, but Trotoscania, a lot of that, and here mature small leaf privets here, and you can see all the white flowers. Some of them finished up, but don't really smell. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of this just carpeting the whole area. They definitely need to do some bush regen here in this area.
3 weeks later.
You got your typical big Scotch thistles just coming through. Look at those gnarly spines on the leaves. And sometimes you get these random, these are weeds too. You've got this palm, it's a phoenix palm, and it gets really invasive. Well, it gets really big too if they're not dealt with early on. They got major spines on them, so you really don't want that. Okay, here we got some acacias here. Now, obviously acacias are great. The wattle is a great thing to have. Also nitrogen fixing, because they are in the subclass of Fabaceae. I forget I'll put the name up on their group. Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, acacias, definitely a colony plant. They will come in and colonize an area. So they're usually the first guys to come in and set things up, because they're so good at fixating nitrogen in the soil, as well as a lot of the Fabaceae classes. These also have nodules on the roots as well. So yeah, they'll come in, they'll sort of set up the ground, the soil, for all the other plants to come in as well. Sometimes you'll get too much wattles, especially if you don't have fires. These wattles will get too thick, and you kind of need to be thinned out with fires and stuff. That's why fires are so important in these ecosystems, because you know, you just get too much of the one thing, and then other things below will get you know, smothered out, just like all these weeds coming in and just smothering out all your little natives, or the understory plants. So yeah, wattles, great to have around, just as long as it's not a weedy wattle and it's local to the area, it'd be good. Growing on this bridge is Madeira vine. Now that's another really bad weed that we don't want in our ecosystems, because it's, as like most vines, they will divide and conquer, and they will grow on everything it can grow on, like trees, a bridge. So yeah, this is you can actually eat the leaves of this. It's like a spinach. I think you have to blanch them or cook them from memory, but don't take my word for it. But I do know you can eat them. Look it up if before you eat anything. Make sure it's actually edible. And yeah, I think I'm filming upside down, am I? I think I'm filming upside down. I'm gonna leave that in. So yeah, definitely, like, if you see these guys, they have a tuber under the ground, so you make sure you remove that. It's like a little potato, and then it'll form little tubers on the leaf axis here, and they'll actually drop off and create new plants. So it's just like, it's like the movie Alien, like they just reproduce like so prolifically. So yeah, unfortunately, like, there's a lot of rubbish coming through here in this creek system, which is unfortunate. I've had a lot of floods, so it's not great to have all this rubbish come through. It's really hard to manage. I mean, because you've got so much material being washed down. I mean, it's great if you've got drains with like the rubbish catches, but with the rain we've been having now, a lot of things have been entering the creeks, and we don't want that. It's a nice creek system, but unfortunately there's a lot of weeds congesting this. I know I'm showing you the bad things, what's going on. Now you can see how where these casuarinas trees have been pushed over a bit, they're kind of leaning. That's how strong and high the water was through here when we're having those crazy rains. But yeah, it would, you know, I don't know. Here's another tree, that tree here leaning over, another white cedar, another weed tree. I don't know what this is though. I think it is a native. It looks like a water houser or something like that. This creek does come from, or it could be a cheese plant. Oh, actually, it could be a cheese plant, cheese tree. I'll put the name in. It's got those sort of round berries. You can't really see it, but it had these round, like pumpkin like berries and fruits. And I've always wondered what this tree was when I walked past it, but now I know what it is. It's a local native, usually found in a rainforest, sort of more temperate situations, but maybe it's come down from the creek, from the mountains. So that's nice. It's nice to see some like native stuff. There's native stuff around. There's native stuff. Look, this is Bulgaria or something like that. I'll probably just stop that up, but this is really important to have all these sort of, these were actually planted from the few past restorations that were here. So it's great they're doing restorations and getting these native plants back into the ecosystem, but it's a lot to manage. I mean if they paid people more to do like bush regen and made it more of an incentive to get into, I'm sure people would love to get outside and do all this stuff. So yeah, that's my little short video on little hidden gems and some of these restoration projects trying to combat these weeds. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.